Welcome into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Got my main man Carson Fowler here to talk all things in the green and gold. How we feeling on, I guess we can consider this a Victory Tuesday if it overlaps from Victory Monday.
Yeah, this is Victory Tuesday.
Victory Tuesday in Green Bay. How you feeling, my man?
Is the pack back? I don't know. I would say I'm feeling content. I'm glad the Packers won.
Yes.
I think
Like it's just like a sigh of relief.
yes, it 100% because here's my honest opinion on this win, right? It's a good win. Is it a great win? No. But had it been a loss, would have been a really bad loss.
I'll say I think Matt LaFleur made a good point after the game. There is something to it when you go through adversity and come out on the other side, because sometimes some teams in the NFL, they just don't have that. They get deflated and things go sideways and they can never get over the hump.
Oh, I feel like this Packers team has been in every game.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think that is what gives you confidence going forward. Look,
100%.
you'll never apologize for winning in the NFL.
No.
It's hard to do. Considering everything that was against the Packers in the game, the drop passes, whether that's on offense, defense, guys subbing out, like
No Josh
your
Jacobs.
starting quarterback went out. Josh Jacobs wasn't in the game. Your Mike linebacker within Quay Walker didn't go the rest of the way.
Right.
And somehow, some way, Matt LaFleur put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and said, "Hey, go make a play."
And they found a way to win.
And guess who made a play? It was Jordan Love connecting with Savion Williams, the rookie who was in a walking boot pregame.
Yeah.
Comes
Crazy.
back on 3rd and 10 with the game in the line late in the fourth quarter. Bang, moves the chains. Then it's Christian Watson, baby. It's Christian Watson. But I will say this. I just wish there was a week, and we haven't seen this since the first two, that both units just look good.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this on Sports Extra on Sunday that the two groups just didn't sync up ever.
Right.
It was like the Packers would go 3 and out, and then the defense would go on this long drive against the Giants offense. And then when the Packers would have a long drive, the defense got off the field quickly.
Yeah.
It's like there was no synergy.
Yeah. It
Which-
wasn't complimentary.
No.
Yeah, I just wish that if there was a game, now you're being picky, right? Like they won, they got, they're back in the win column. But I just wish that this was the game that we saw them kind of all put it together on offense and defense. It didn't happen. Oh, well, that's the price of doing business sometimes.
Yeah.
And they come out with a win. All right, let's talk Jordan Love. A lot of talk about Jordan Love the last 2 weeks. A lot of people saying he's overrated. There's always going to be this weight on a quarterback's shoulder if you don't perform to the level that maybe
sure.
you should. I thought he was stellar.
It was the best graded game of his career, according to Pro Football Focus.
Imagine if
A near 94, which is, I believe, elite.
those 5, 6, 7 passes get completed. Like he only put up $175, but it could have easily been a 300-yard passing game. And we get into the woulda, coulda, shoulda, but
For sure. And also, that game could have been donezo in like the third quarter, in my opinion. I mean, how many drops were there on defense?
yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised the Packers only came away with 1 interception.
Thankfully, the one that they did
was with the game on the line.
With the
Yeah.
game on the line.
Yeah.
Uh,
Isaiah McDuffie had a pass breakup on Javon Bullard.
yeah. Yep.
Sorry, McDuff.
Yeah. Carson, let me read you this stat.
Oh, here we go.
Jordan Love has now rewind.
Rewrite.
Jordan Love now has 4 fourth quarter comebacks this season, which has doubled his total from 2023 and 2024 combined.
Oh, wow.
All 4 on the road
So,
versus
wait.
Dallas.
Can I see if I can get the other 3?
Sure.
Arizona,
Mhm.
obviously this game, and then another one.
Mm-hmm. It's very obvious. Once I tell you, you'd be like, oh, yeah.
I can't even remember their other road games right now.
I already spoiled Dallas.
Yep, Dallas, Arizona, and the Giants. Who's the 4th one? It's not the Steelers. Is it the Steelers?
Yeah, they were down. They were down, and I think
I thought they were leading going into the 4th quarter.
Oh no.
Okay, well then I guess
They
it was the
scored.
Steelers.
They literally scored. If I remember right, it was that Tucker Kraft touchdown, or maybe it was the Savion Williams one. Whatever one it was to start pretty much the fourth quarter.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. So Jordan Love now has 4 fourth quarter comebacks this season, doubling his total from 2023 and 2024. All 4 on the road at Dallas, at Arizona, at Pittsburgh, at New York Giants. And he would have had probably another game-winning drive against Cleveland in Cleveland had it not been that blocked field goal.
Sure. Wow, that's actually crazy. It's also crazy to consider that 4 of the Green Bay Packers' 6 wins have come on the road, and they've been down going into the fourth quarter. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that.
A lot of people, the talk was loud, and Jordan Love's first year is they played in a lot of close games, and he had a chance to go down there and deliver. And outside of his first start at Lambeau Field, he just couldn't. I go back to that Pittsburgh game in 2023. I go back to the Las Vegas game against the Raiders in 2023. There was a few more sprinkled in there, and he could just never get in sync. But now year 3 as the starter, 6 in the NFL, you're seeing him when the ball is placed in his hands and he needs to make a play, he's making a play.
He's had some of those opportunities under his belt, and now he's like capitalizing.
That I think is the next step for Jordan Love, is winning ball games for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think it comes down to you don't need to fill up the stat sheet. Just go out and win a game.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you've done nothing for the previous 3 quarters. Just go win the 4th.
You can be a game manager, and you can also go win the game. You can take the short yardage. You can go make a play long. Having that arsenal within Jordan Love pays dividends to this football team.
I think it's very Patrick Mahomes-esque. Like, you're not making any excuses.
Well, it's really interesting because Patrick Mahomes was the comp of Jordan Love, like the ceiling comp of what Jordan Love could be out of the draft.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess their archetype is kind of similar. Just unbelievable arm talent, pretty mobile, smart, make good decisions, can throw the football really well.
Mm-hmm. You could see it.
I could see it. I mean, he's got to win a couple MVPs.
All right, since we're talking about offense, let's transition into this. We talk about Jordan Love winning the game on the final drive for the Packers. The ball finds Christian Watson's hands. And I remember, I believe it was you and I on here on WFRV Plus talking about the extension of Christian Watson. I was like, I don't really understand why they're doing this, because...
Do you understand now?
I understand now. He's the number 1 wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers.
I think that's a good thing.
Great
I
thing.
like having a big, beefy, brutal target as your number 1 guy.
Who has great hands.
And
And mind you, when Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs came in together in 2022, it was actually Romeo Doubs who was the darling, as in like just caught everything. And now the roles are kind of reversed. Romeo Doubs had like 3 drops on Sunday. He's had drops all season long. And then Christian Watson has caught everything. You go back to the Panthers game, I believe it was, at Lambeau Field.
50-yard catch.
And you know, that's not an easy catch out in New York to win that ball game either.
The field of play just opens up with a guy like Christian Watson, because now you see defenses playing this too high shell. They know he's that deep guy threat.
Yep.
And the middle of the field isn't as valuable anymore. And for a guy like Christian Watson, who does have really good hands, who Jordan Love is pretty confident he'll come down with that football, that's a big, scary guy that you have to game plan for if you're an opposing defense.
And I wonder if and Brian Gutekunst, like I just said, he made the right decision of extending him. I wonder if Brian Gutekunst was like, maybe it should have been for more than 1 year. Because
no.
You don't think so?
I think in the moment he made a very good decision. Yeah. That a 1-year deal in the NFL is and it's an extension, so he has 2 more years, this and the next. It's like go prove it. Like I think
it's just this upcoming year.
That's what I'm saying. Like sorry. He has this year and then the 1-year extension.
Yeah.
That's what I was referencing. Let me get back to my thought. I think that was smart at the time, because let's just say he doesn't catch any of these balls and the Packers lose 27-14 or whatever.
And he's not even back. Because they did this before his practice window even opened up. Hindsight's very 2020.
I think it's a move that has paid dividend now, and hindsight's always 2020, and you can always say, oh, I wish we'd done things differently, but you just never know how things shake out in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think
I think they're actually going to get him for a bargain. Like, if they had waited to the end, I'm sure that's where you were going. Mm-hmm. If he had waited till the end of the year, might have had to sign him for $20 million.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Packers got a really good deal, and I think Christian Watson might be kicking himself right now, but there's just so much unknown in the moment. So,
but I think also, though, like, was a guy like him really going to get more than $13 million with what he's put on tape?
Yeah. Because
Really?
that's speed threat in the NFL. I mean,
See, now I'm interested because now I want to look up like who are the highest paid wide receivers that have like I don't think he's surpassed more than 700 yards in the season.
I don't know. He was really good his rookie year. I know he battled a bunch of knee injuries throughout the last 3 years now, but or hamstring injuries. Sorry,
see.
but he had that 3 touchdown game against Dallas in prime time.
So here we go. His 2 best years receiving were his
Rookie year?
rookie season. He had 7 touchdowns and 600 yards.
And 3 of those came in one game.
There you go. And then his junior year or 3rd season in the NFL, he had only 2 touchdowns, but he had 620 yards. Yeah, I don't know. I see now. I want to like look up. I want to see what the market was like for a guy like that.
Maybe we'll do that after the show.
Yeah,
All right. But nonetheless, smart move by Brian Gutekunst.
absolutely.
And we'll give him props after 2 really uneventful signings up to this point in the offseason. Well, really 4, honestly. Isaiah Simmons, McCole Hardman, Aaron Banks, and Nate Hobbs.
Kind of been like
2 aren't on the team. 1 isn't playing right now, and 1 is playing, just playing poorly.
Yep.
Okay, before we go to break real quick, Josh Jacobs, we got to address it. When do you think he returns?
Not this week, but next.
I think so, too.
I
The
think-
Thanksgiving game?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would be smart.
Mhm.
Like, there's just no need for him to play against the Vikings. They are a very physical defense. They love to blitz. That Brian Flores defense, yeah.
A lot of disguise in there.
Tons of disguise, love to fly around. And you have Manuel Wilson.
Yeah.
And Marshawn Lloyd may make his return this week. I read that somewhere that he could come off of IR.
He could start his practice window to return right now.
There
and
you
it
go.
looks like, and we're not going to hypothesize on anything, but Jaden Reed did post a picture of him in the Packers tunnel and he put eyes emoji. So if you read behind the lines there,
We'll see.
it looks like some guys might start to get healthy.
It's also something like it's a Vikings team that's 4-6. They've
Mm-hmm.
struggled as of late. They just lost to the Bears with under a minute remaining. They let them go down the field and kick a field goal. It's like, I don't think Josh Jacobs, like, if they weren't going to win already, I don't think Josh Jacobs was going to be the
X factor?
exactly to get them over that hump. They should just win.
Yeah, absolutely. And who knows how it's literally a day-by-day situation because it's a contusion in his knee that has swelling right now.
MetLife Field, man.
Yeah, it's brutal. Who tweeted after the game?
It was Warren Brinson.
It was Warren Brinson. Warren
Loved
Brinson.
playing on concrete.
Yeah, first time ever playing on concrete. Loved it. But nobody will know about Josh Jacobs until his body tells.
We'll hear from
Packers.
LaFleur tomorrow. We'll see what he says.
See. All right, let's take a break and maybe talk a little defense.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's take a break. We'll see you on the other side, folks. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Always love this music. Gets me hyped up.
Da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na.
You should be a musical artist, man.
Acapella, maybe.
All right, Kyle Malzahn, Carson Fowler. We talked offense. Let's talk defense. The Packers will be playing Brian Flores in the Minnesota Vikings. Brian Flores, the DC out in Minnesota with the Vikings.
Yep.
And if there's one thing we know about him is he can call a good game, man.
Yeah, former head coach with Miami Dolphins. Yeah, he's a defensive mastermind.
Yeah, he is. And the Packers are going to be seeing a lot of disguise. They're going to be seeing a lot of stunts from their linebackers, from their rushers, from their D line, whatever the case may be. Should the I want to kind of see a masterpiece on defense from Jeff Hafley.
I mean, that's the hope, right?
And maybe this is the week that Lucas Van Ness comes back.
I mean, I think this game could be similar to the Eagles game.
Yeah.
We could see like another 10-7 game.
Right.
I don't want that to be the case.
Lambeau will be booing the Packers if they can't score any points.
Oh, yeah.
The last few games at Lambeau Field have
Been boring.
I mean, I have heard more boo birds than I have in a
they've
very
scored
long time.
20 points in their last 2 games? Were they 13 against?
And
Or wait,
it was 10-7 the Eagles game.
16-13?
Yeah, sounds about
Panthers?
right. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's been brutal.
Also, crazy.
What?
The Eagles have won their last 2 games, scoring only 26 points. It's the fewest in franchise history where they win 2 games scoring 26 points or fewer.
So are they frauds?
I don't know. I mean, it means that Jalen Phillips is really good at football.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting off topic. Brian Flores defense. They're gonna fly around. It's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers' offensive line has to step up. This
Dude, I want to sorry to interrupt. I want to see this Packers defense blitz like a lot. Like JJ McCarthy, I don't believe is that good.
Well, it's going to be interesting because who do you want to see blitz?
I want to see linebackers blitz. I want to see Edgerrin Cooper, Xavier McKinney, Evan Williams.
Like a corner blitz,
I wouldn't mind
blitz?
it. I wouldn't mind it.
I mean, remember against the Panthers? McKinney with the sack?
Yes. I mean, the
forced fumble?
Dude,
throw that in there?
The whole point of having a really good safety like Xavier McKinney is that you don't need to have two guys back there all the time.
Right.
Because they're reluctant to throw the ball already.
Yeah.
You've brought the sheriff. It's like sheriff's deputy can drop into the box and go get JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. And JJ McCarthy, like,
he sucks, dude.
He isn't good.
He's not
he
good.
He could be good. He ain't good right now.
He did lead a very nice fourth quarter drive that gave his team the lead, and his defense did let him down. But they only scored 17 points, and 14 of them came in the fourth quarter.
So his number's 9. Are you well versed about that?
Did you see the BS that he was saying after the game?
No. Maybe fill me in.
He said, "I've got like some split personality."
So okay,
and
good.
he was basically like,
because I read
when
something
I'm on
about
it,
that.
when I'm on it, 9 comes out.
So he
shut up, dude.
It's like you can't self-proclaim a different personality. Like that has to happen organically.
It's just so weird. Like LeBron can say I'm going 0 dark 30 because he's LeBron.
Yeah. JJ McCarthy, you're a pretty boy. You're a pretty boy in the NFL trying to make your way coming from Michigan.
You're the next Zach Wilson, buddy. You're going to be out in 2 years.
It's looking like it. But nonetheless, like Packers fans should
be loud.
They're going to be loud for this one, and hopefully the Vikings just don't take over Lambeau Field.
We're going to see a lot of that Minnesota purple
at
the stadium. Minnesota Vikings fans, they do travel well.
They do travel
well.
They
are like the Packers.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that this is a border battle, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this is the opening gun deer season in Wisconsin. So you expect with the cold temps coming out that there's going to be some blaze orange in the crowd. So hopefully it's more orange than purple out there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So from my understanding, there are Wisconsinites in Racine that root for the Cubs because technically they're closer to Chicago than they are Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Now, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, is pretty much on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So if you're from Northwest Wisconsin, are you a Vikings fan?
There's
because
a lot
you're technically closer to Minnesota?
I mean, you could be.
Or Minneapolis, I should say.
Yeah, you could be.
I don't know.
I think that definitely plays in a factor because of where your viewing area is. Because I bet for them, their home market team is the Minnesota Vikings, even though they're in Wisconsin. I could be completely wrong. So if you guys are listening to this and you're like, that's not the case, email me, email Carson. But that's probably the case.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
Then we'll come on to the other side and wrap things up. Welcome back into I was going to say...
Not Green and Gold Game Day.
I was going to say Green and Gold Game Day. Carson Fowler and I, 10:30 every Sunday morning, getting you ready for the Green Bay Packers, which is no different this week when the Minnesota Vikings come to Titletown.
True preview.
But before any of that takes place, the state championships, high school football state championships, pretty crazy that we're already nearing the end of the fall season and we're already looking to basketball next week.
And we've got 2 all local state championships, in D4
and D2? D4, D2, D1, 5 local teams from Northeast Wisconsin competing in Madison for a gold ball. We got in D4, we got Little Chute and Winneconne. In D2, we have, the game of the year. This is the game of the year. Everybody's going to be locked in. If you're from Central Wisconsin, you're from the Milwaukee area, doesn't matter. Everybody's glued to this D2 game. You got undefeated West Lapeer. You got undefeated Notre Dame Academy. Oh, by the way, who hasn't lost a game in 2 years, clashing less than 10 miles separates these schools, both hailing from the FRCC, one in the north, one in the south.
This is like 2019 LSU versus Alabama.
This is
like There's a ton of talent on the field. Both it's the air raid versus the ground game.
Man, it couldn't be any different.
It's gonna be a really good game. I'm excited to be there for that one.
All right, let's start in D4. Let's talk about this.
Winneconne and Little Chute.
Winneconne and Little Chute. You have seen these teams more than me. So to give you guys a behind the scenes look of like, how do they get so many games on air every single week?
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But since I anchor in the studio most of our high school coverage, I have to go to games that are close by. So I am well versed in the West of Pier, Notre Dame, because those are two of my, normal stops. For reporters or people in the sports office that don't have on-air duties that night, you guys can travel to the Valley. You can travel to Fond du Lac. You can travel up north to Oconto Falls or Sturgeon Bay.
Southern Door.
So you have seen Little Chute and Winneconne. For me, I don't have a grasp on this one. They're two different offenses, right? Like ground game in Little Chute. You got Reese Joten, who runs the ball with Little Chute. Then you have Brody Schaefer with Winneconne, who likes to throw the ball. And oh yeah, by the way, he's a stellar quarterback and he's on defense who doesn't take a snap off.
Yeah, Winneconne is an interesting animal because they are a little multifaceted in that they can throw the football, and then they also do a lot of these design runs with Brody Schaefer because if I remember correctly, he was recruited to Iowa as an athlete, not as a quarterback.
No, and I think he's going to be playing
wide receiver or DB.
Yeah, whatever it is.
One of the two, which is why they call him athlete, so they can kind of label it whatever they want. But no, they've got a lot to play with. They have had 2 pick sixes now in the last 2 games.
Which is awesome.
Which is insane.
Yeah, and one of them coming from Brody Schaefer.
Just the fact that kid can put up really stellar numbers on offense and then go out and make stellar plays on defense, it just kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, and I kind of didn't even say the big storyline in that one.
Oh, the fact that they played week 1 and this is a rematch of
exactly. It's how you start, how you end the season is how you started it.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish, baby.
Little Chute lost that game. Winneconne is undefeated on the season. Little Chute's only loss on the year came to Winneconne. Week 1, it was a low-scoring affair. If I remember right, it was like 13-7 or something like that. Nonetheless, Little Chute hasn't lost a game since, and they end the season like they started it.
And we asked Little Chute's head coach, Mark Kromenacker, is this going to be weird? He's like, no, we are a completely different football team. He's like, we were not as physical then. We are an extremely physical football team at this point.
That was their first game with the new head coach.
Yeah, he was like, we were all figuring each other out.
Yeah.
And now we've put all the pieces together, and he thinks it's going to be a really good game.
All right, Carson. Who's winning the D4 state title?
I'm going to say Winneconne.
I'm going to say Winneconne too.
I just think it's because they can run and throw the football. And from what I saw from Little Chute against Columbus in the state semifinal, I am worried if they get behind early, they're just not going to be able to come back because they can't throw the football as well.
If you're one-dimensional in football, that makes me a little nervous.
And they're very physical. Yeah. I'm not saying they're not good on the ground, but you bring up a good point.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Division II.
And this is your baby.
The stage is set here. I mean, Chris Greisen, the head coach at West of Pier, also was a part of, the Notre Dame Academy coaching staff. He gets the head gig at West of Pier. Patrick Greisen, the son of the quarterback, a record setter, through the air. And then you go to Notre Dame and you got a record-setting running back. And that just tells the tale of where these two offenses and teams are at. One throws it really well within Patrick Greisen, who has 100 career touchdowns through the air in Wisconsin. No quarterback has done that ever except Patrick Greisen. And then you got Kingston Allen, a junior. He is a junior. 55 rushing touchdowns. Already set a record, and he's close. What does he need? 200 rushing yards to set the all-time single-season rushing record in Wisconsin?
It's either 268 or it's 218. I want to say it's 268, but I believe he's topped 300 multiple times this year.
So what's he going to do after the first half?
I don't know. I mean, if it's really all dependent on if NDA gets up early and they just keep running the football.
Yeah. No. So I think this is going to come down to time of possession.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. I think West of Pier, if they can stop the run, it takes so much out of Notre Dame and what they can do.
Because you got to put the ball in Max Pierce's hands.
But nobody has stopped the run all season long. Yeah. Everybody knows that Kingston Allen's running the ball, and they can't stop it.
because they love doing a lot of these outside like power runs where they just kind of let
Or they line him up in the Wildcat.
just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting game for a lot of reasons, but this game almost reminds me of a movie that I watched a while back. Kyle, did you ever watch When the Game Stands Tall?
Nah, I'm not a movie guy.
You should watch that movie. Is Cal Poly versus the De La Salle Spartans, two of the absolute best high school football programs in the United States. And one team could run the football and one team could throw the football.
Yeah.
And the team that could run it won.
Wow.
So if that's any bit of a precursor of my prediction.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to say this. If West Appear throws the ball, which you know they're going to, and oh yeah, by the way, they have this dude named Ryan Lutz in the backfield who can also run it. They can run it and they can pass it really well. He is the Flash.
5'4" Bolt.
But he runs like a bulldog.
And no porch puppies on that
Here's
squad,
the thing.
man.
You know Notre Dame's going to run the ball, right? You know they're going to run the ball. They're going to chew up clock time. If West Appear runs this tempo offense like they do, they have to wait for the refs a lot when they run this offense. And if they can't figure things out in third and long, then it gets really interesting. But I'm going to go with West Appear only because they can not only run it, they can also throw it very well. I'm going to go with West Appear. And maybe I shouldn't because nobody's been able to stop Kingston Allen. And that's me betting on West Appear that they can stop Kingston Allen. I'm going to go West Appear.
You know, it's interesting because my reasoning for picking Winneconne was because they could do both. And I'm going to stick Notre Dame Academy.
I like it.
I think it's just because another reason I picked Winneconne is because they have the best player on the field, and that's Brody Schaefer.
Yep.
And that's also my reasoning for why I'm going to pick NDA. Okay. Patrick Ryson, stellar athlete, great kid, will be a great quarterback at the University of South Dakota. But Kingston Allen has Power 5 Division I offers.
Yep.
He is
and he's a junior.
Yeah.
All the pressure's on West Appear. This is their senior class.
It's their game. It's to win.
Yeah.
Like
the pressure's on them.
It's their game to lose.
Exactly. NDA, they're going to be back.
What's the poly market line on this game?
I don't know.
We should ask Eric Boyden.
I'm gonna look it up. All right. So you like Notre Dame? I'll go West Appear. All right. Let's switch gears real quick before we wrap up the show. In Division I, we have Bayport Arrowhead. Bayport is 11-2 on the season. Arrowhead is 12-1. I read this crazy stat, or I saw it somewhere that that Bayport has only punted on 12 of their offensive drives this whole year. They're risky. They're confident. They have a stellar offense led by Matt Stevens at quarterback and Brady Moon in the backfield.
The Moon Man.
I'm going to go that Bayport repeats. I'm going to go Bayport repeats once again. They get it done. Disclaimer, we don't really watch the Milwaukee teams and teams in our viewing areas outside of it, so I don't know much about Arrowhead. I'll bet on Bayport.
I'm right there with you.
All right, so we got Bayport winning in D1.
Yep.
You like Notre Dame Academy.
Should we put 5 on it?
No, I'm not betting on high school sports. You're going back to back. You think Notre Dame will pull up back-to-back perfect seasons, bring home gold once again. Did it in D3 last year, D2 this year. I'm going to go West Appear. They get their first since 2011. In D4, we both like Winneconne. This is no discredit to Little Chute, but we think Winneconne wins it. Little Chute, by the way, they have a chance of bringing home gold for the first time, so that would be a fantastic story if they do.
100%.
You're going to be there.
I will be.
You're going to be there. So
I'll
make
be
sure,
there. Yeah.
Make sure to tune into all of our sportscasts throughout, Thursday, Friday, and then of course, High School Sports Extra on Saturday.
And we'll have some live coverage on WFRV Sports Plus as well.
Absolutely.
Plus as well.
Absolutely. All right, Carson, that was good. That was great. Awesome. All right, guys. Packers Vikings this weekend. State championships going on at Camp Randall later this week as well. So long, folks.